Hey everybody, my name is Seth, and this is my wonderful brother Davey, and we are the founders of Living Nuts, Living Organic Foods. This is an amazing raw food snack company that we started in 2001, 2002,
Yeah.
and we have kept it going this entire time. Due to the state of the world, due to the way things are, we felt it was important that we start telling the story of our company, how we found it, the things that really motivated us to create a healthy life, a healthy company, and make an impact in the world, not just survive and have something that we can survive on. We had a vision to create a better world, and we wanted to do it with quote unquote conscious companies that are socially conscious, that are environmentally conscious. And we wanted to scale our business model so that it got better and better and better over time to reflect these principles and values. But we're going to do a video series, audio series. We're going to just make a whole bunch of different content. And we felt that it was fitting that we would start from the beginning and tell the story of Living Nuts, literally the story of how it was incarnated.
Absolutely, yeah.
So basically, I'll say this and then I'll talk to you, but my brother and I, what was it, probably 98 when we got into raw food?
Yeah, David Wolf.
Yeah.
Yep.
We went to a restaurant in Beverly, Massachusetts, where David Wolf was speaking, and a lot of people know who he is. And at that point, he hadn't become well known yet. He was just starting out. There's probably like 10 of us in the restaurant. And he gave a talk about eating a living raw food diet. And Davey and I were like, wow, this is amazing. We've got to start eating like this. We've got to start incorporating this type of lifestyle into our own lifestyle. And we were just like, yes, yes, yes. And as a result of eating a raw food diet and getting into that, we decided, hey, let's make this our life. Let's create a company that is a raw food company. And what do you remember about that event in particular, seeing David speak?
Well, you had mentioned raw food, and the first thing that came to mind is eating carrots for some reason. I was like, all right, eat a bunch of carrots, eat salad, eat healthy foods, every day. And then you told me, eating a raw food, like a strict raw food diet, meaning no cooked food. And I said, that's could be challenging. So you had mentioned it, and then once we saw David speak down in Beverly and saw the energy that this guy was giving off, I was blown away. And literally the next day, I decided to go almost 100% raw. That's
too.
what I remember. And then what led to that was developing a food line according to the way we're eating.
Yeah.
Something's tasty, because I remember eating snacks that weren't really that good. And I said, well, eating a snack that's raw, dehydrated, this doesn't taste too good to me. I was like,
and the ones that there wasn't really any available at that time, right? There was like only one, maybe two
very
other companies.
few, maybe like Govindas, or they had those curry wraps, which are pretty good. And there's a few hodgepodge companies here and there, but nothing like it is now.
Yeah. It's just, we were like literally one of the first three that started back then. And we were so passionate about it. I mean, we were just like, oh my God, like everything was raw food. Like everything was raw food, a raw lifestyle, how, living like that could trickle down into the systems of the world. Like that was our greater hope. And that was the hope of everybody during that movement and many other movements too. But in that movement in particular, it was almost like a renaissance of the hippie movement, but a modern day version of it that was way more health centric. It was focused on health.
Yeah.
And like I noticed, like as soon as I went raw, right away I went and started eating the raw food diet. We both did. You feel amazing. Like we were like, oh my God, we're eating these big salads all the time, fruits, fruit smoothies, and just you feel literally like you're glowing. And we felt like that for a long time, right?
It was a natural process for us too, because we were already eating organic. And usually veganism and organic go hand in hand with it. So we knew eating this way came naturally to us. So we just kind of went with it. And it felt right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was one of these things where it's like, again, we got so passionate about it, like so passionate. And me personally, I'm not a chef. Like I'm clueless in the kitchen. Like I can putting a good salad together is like a big feat for me. But Davey has always had this amazing sense of taste, of smell. He just, it's like a natural and innate talent that he had where he just knows what ingredients go together to create a balanced flavor and taste profile. And so, you know, I'll buy the food and he was cooking it. You know, that was a lot of what was happening. I'll clean the dishes kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he started experimenting with snacks because we were like, okay, you know, eating salads and eating fruit is great, but what can we like make and take with us? Like if we want to go hiking, if we want to go on the road, if we want to do stuff, it wasn't like real convenient eating a big bowl of salad in a Tupperware, a glass container or something like that. So we were like thinking like, how can we make things that are going to be long lasting? And I think we had a dehydrator, right?
I think we did. Yeah, we already had one in our possession.
Yeah.
Because we were dehydrating fruit at the time. And I think we quickly...
Dried fruit, right.
We bought another dehydrator right away because we could see that, you know, we have to have a couple going at all times with different products in it.
Yeah.
So it can sustain us.
Yeah. And that's what started it. Like, that's what got us into it, and we were going. And then you made some nuts, basically. Sprouted, they're soaked, sprouted, flavored, and dehydrated. And I think it was in, would you say, I thought it was a different one that you made,
the teriyaki was the first one. The zesty was the second one, but we're going to talk about teriyaki today because this has everything in it. It's got a little bit of spice, salty, sweet. It's got fruit. It's got fig paste, which has tons of seeds in it, and of course almonds, which are just a superfood. And the combination just has this flavor, and I was like, what does it taste like? I'd say like maybe teriyaki. Not that I was even into teriyaki growing up, but I knew that enough from eating at Japanese restaurants, the teriyaki sauce. I was like, this kind of tastes like it. It had soy sauce in it. We used to use Namashoyu, and now we use gluten-free soy sauce. And the combination with a little bit of cayenne and also date paste just like rounds it out, so you get all the flavor profiles. And even a little bit of sour mixed in there because it's got all the elements. It's really good.
And I remember when he first made it and I tried it, I was like, oh my God.
Came out good right away.
It was, I'm first batch. Yeah. Like literally like the first thing he made, because he's so good at doing that, I was like, oh my God, you got to make more of these and I'll sell them.
Yeah, we needed 3 products right away. To have 3 products to sell instead of 1 or 2 kind of made us more of like our little line of products, because when you have one product, it's hard to promote just one thing. People always want another flavor, so we had 3, and that's when we really started contacting people, and that's where it started.
That's where it started, and people loved it. And here's something really interesting too that a lot of people probably in the modern part of this whole thing don't really know, but when we started it, they dubbed everybody that we would hang out with, because we travel all around the U.S. and the world and just go to all these raw food meetings and gatherings and meet people. And so we got dubbed the Almond Brothers. And we were like, let's call our company the Almond Brothers.
Especially New York City.
Yeah, New York City. That
all
was
the
like
events we're going to, the chocolate parties.
It's the Almond Brothers,
right? The Almond Brothers. Yeah.
So we actually called it the Almond Brothers. And how long was it?
For 5 or 6 years. That was the name.
That long? Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Jeez. You'd think eating all this healthy food would have made my memory good, but anyway, we were dubbed the Almond Brothers, and we called the original incarnation of this company the Almond Brothers, right?
That's correct.
And there were 2 little nuts on the front. One said Seth, the other said Davey, because we're brothers. We're actual brothers.
Since disappeared, but there's still the 2 almonds that are right there, with the sprout coming out.
Yeah, on the top. So that's a funny, cool kind of thing, and we kept that name for, I didn't realize it was that long. And then, just on an interesting note, you know, the logistical side of creating brands and putting them out in the world, we got a letter from a company that said, look, you can't use that Arizona name, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. We were like, we were just hoping it was...
Desist.
What was it?
It was a cease and desist.
Cease and desist letter saying that we couldn't use the name, and we were like, oh, we hope this is the Almond Brothers band contacting us. But it wasn't. There was actually another company called Almond Brothers who was very different than us. They were making like, cooked almonds and everything. So it was a totally different category as far as we were concerned.
Fudge. Yeah, they had a lot of fudge and
candies,
taffy and stuff that really didn't have anything to do with almonds.
Yeah.
And we knew about them. And we contacted them, and they said it was okay if we use that name
That's
too.
right.
So that's
right.
So we were shocked to get that letter in the mail that said that. It said you could no longer, from their lawyer also. So it was pretty official.
And we had, at that point, we had really built the brand up a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I don't remember how many stores we were in, but it started out as a wholesale business because the internet wasn't, online sales wasn't really a thing back then. The internet was just kind of like, nobody was really selling very much online.
Not at all.
And so we were selling to health food stores, and there used to be a lot of raw food stores.
That's right.
Now there's not nearly as many.
It's all mixed now, like Air One, and then New York City had
High Vibes still going.
High Vibe, yeah, Live Live. Those two are going.
Yeah.
But there was a Yogananda health food store in the West Side.
Yep.
They had it was mostly a raw food health food store with some cooked stuff too.
Yeah.
But they've since shut their doors.
And David Wolf used to own a company called Nature's First Law.
Yeah, that was huge too. Yeah.
And so we were in a lot of wholesale accounts for a long time. And over the years as the internet came out, it started to kind of change. And we started, and when we started, no one was doing this. Again, there was a great company in California called Blessings that we loved. Yeah. They were phenomenal. And then there's another one that was kind of like amazing. Blessings, right?
Yeah, there was. It's been so long now, but she had some amazing products that were like a lot of labor intensive, like the raw Eos. Remember those?
Yes.
It looked like an Oreo cookie, and it was just everything about it was just amazing. It's so hard to describe. It was moist. It was like a healthy Oreo cookie, if that's possible.
And you know what? It was great too. It was such a thing. Like there wasn't like, oh, let's form company. There wasn't that vibe or air of competition. It was like we were probably one of Blessing's best customers. We were like, keep making this stuff. We're gonna buy it, and we were just buying these products and eating them. And like anybody who would create anything back then, we were excited about, and we were supporting, and it was a really healthy kind of vibe because there's a lot of people who were like, wow, eating a healthy, organic, raw food diet at the time made everybody feel so good. And we saw how we were like working together to kind of elevate and lift up what was a nascent industry at that point.
Yeah.
So it was like the future was bright back then, it was like really exciting, and we were stoked, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, we were, yeah.
And then something kind of interesting happened, which kind of reflects a lot of what's going on in our modern world, right? Our modern day world. People saw that this industry was on the rise. David Wolf started blowing up. All kinds of other speakers started coming out of nowhere, and they started getting really well known, and it started turning into an actual industry. And with that comes, and I say this in all humility, entrepreneurial opportunivores, right? And people who maybe they didn't get into it because they were passionate about living a better life, but they say, hey, look, this is a great opportunity to make some money. And we had some companies that, we're not going to name names, but we had some companies that exactly copied.
Healthy competition is what you used to say.
It was healthy, but it was kind of awkward because it was like, wait a minute, like you guys act like you care, and they do. There were some good people and all. I'm not to take it away from everyone, but we it started to get kind of like dog eat dog a little bit, and we remember feeling like, wow, this is kind of like taking away from the air of the healthy vibe of working together, because like nature isn't really competing with itself. It's working together. Everything's symbiotic. Everything's working together for the greater good of the whole. And we've always believed from day one that companies and people can work together like that for the good of the whole. And now we're coming to a point in the world where we see that these systems where people are competing with one another and fighting with one another and bickering and arguing and this and that and domineering and controlling. These systems aren't really beneficial for our health, for our relationships with one another, for the health of the environment. And we're seeing things crumbling and coming to a halt.
Especially now. Yeah.
Especially now. So Davey and I and Jody and everybody that we have at our company, our company is a family. We love each other. We love the vision of the company. Everybody's right into it. But we feel like now, going forward, more than ever, is the time to really get the word out about companies like ours. And there's many other great ones too. And helping people understand that we vote with our dollars a lot more than we vote with the ballot box. When you elect somebody to be in charge of something, how much power do they actually have? But when you're spending the bulk of your money on companies that are transparent, that have a vision for a better future, that have people who walk their talk, who live healthy lifestyles, who none of us are perfect, but who actively work on improving every part of our lives. This is kind of like the new paradigm that my brother and I always envisioned for the world. And now more than ever, we want to get the word out about Living Nutz and get people really supporting our company and companies like that. So we're going to keep making videos like this. We're going to keep telling the stories. We're going to get into all kinds of funny things that have happened along the way in our journey.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to lovingly and shamelessly sell our products because these products deserve to be known about. People buy them, they love them. There's a reason why our company is almost 20 years old. We've created a product that is so good. It's so good for you. It makes you feel so good. And now we're going to do a lot more with being proactive and showing what the internal mechanics of what a healthy company looks like, because we all feel as a company and as a family that these types of ethics are very important for these monumental changes that our world is going through. So,
absolutely, yeah.
Anything you want to share more until our next?
With our current situation, with the virus going around, being healthy is of the utmost importance. And so a product like this, that's clean, organic, healthy, it happens to be raw, but even if you're not really into raw, this product is great and it lasts a long time. It's good for a year if you keep it in the refrigerator. And our sales have increased dramatically because people want to be healthy, they know about us, and they keep reordering. So it's amazing. We feel very blessed for, especially because a lot of companies are not doing well right now.
Yeah.
And, we're able to survive and also give a healthy product to people that really need it right now. People that don't want to take pharmaceuticals or, that want to avoid their doctor. And they want to be healthy at home while they have the time to be healthy and with their families. And this is a perfect product for that.
Yeah, like Davey said, it's a tough time for a lot of people, but we want to set a new paradigm. We want to set a new standard for how companies can operate, and that's why we're choosing to be a lot more public, creating videos, creating content, showing the inner workings of the product, showing what the products are, and getting really into the core reasons that make us human and that make us healthy, because our children, our children's children, and the people who are alive now that love life, we all want and deserve a better world. And, in an age of information, ignorance is a choice. There's so much information out there. There's so much that people can do to be proactive and to create a better version of themselves. And we're confident that our company represents that self-commitment, that inner commitment to make ourselves better and to improve our relationships from that place. So go to our website, livingnuts.com, purchase our products, comment on this video below, like it, love it, share it. Please help us get the word out there, because we are like us and many others, we're like modern day politicians in the sense that You are voting for people like us and companies like ours with your dollars. The vision we have is to grow and scale these businesses so that they continue to represent a better, more healthy paradigm than what the masses are experiencing now. Because everybody who loves life deserves to be healthy. So
Absolutely.
we feel passionate about that.
For sure.
And of course, if it's good for people, well, not all our products are good for animals, but you gotta watch out. Don't give chocolate to kitties. And
No.
and
This
he's
is
an
Nino.
old he's an old kitty.
He's an old boy, yeah.
Really old kitty, right?
Yeah, he's a good boy though.
No.
Yeah, he's almost 20. He's been around.
See, even our pets have long lives
Yep.
here.
Just having him around gives us all life.
Spikes the oxytocin.
Yep.
You feel in love.
Absolutely.
It's the way to be. Yeah. So thank you, everybody. Love your life. Love your body. Love each other, and be proactive in expressing that. And don't, if we all have vulnerabilities. Share it. Let's get it out. Let's make a better world for all. Thank you, and stay tuned for our next episode, which we're gonna be doing soon.
Absolutely. Thank you.